Hi, my name is Johanna, though most people call me Jo. I'm a 21-year-old student at the University of Minnesota Duluth. I'm a double major in international studies and anthropology, though it only took me changing my major about 6 times before I finally landed where I am today. I can't help but think that I never would have realized my passion for studying cultures if I had grown up differently. My love for traveling began the day I was born, thanks to my amazing mother. And the person that I have become is thanks to all the places I've gone, the experiences I've had, and the people I've met along the way. But before I get too carried away, I'd better start at the beginning. Starting from the time I was a baby, my mom would take me, and eventually my sister as well, to see different places, such as the Black Hills area. And many of my summers were spent with other family members, like at my aunt's ranch in Montana, where I learned to sew as well as take care of sheep, cows, and plants. Though if I'm being honest, I'm not very good with keeping plants alive, even now. I spent a lot of time outside, not only at the ranch, but at home too. Many times we went to the lake in the summer, and in the winters we went sledding. I also did a bunch of camps. Sometimes I went to camp, like at Trails End Ranch in Montana, and sometimes I helped put on a camp with Teens for Christ. Besides that, I was constantly enrolled in extracurricular activities. Sometimes that was library programs, but most of the time it was sports. I tried them all. I was in volleyball, softball, gymnastics, basketball. I was in soccer for nearly 8 years. But what really stuck with me was dance. I started in preschool with Johnny Cavell. Once we moved, I tried different studios before settling on Northern Lights Dance Academy, where I did jazz, ballet, pointe, tap, hip hop, modern, competition, groups, and solos. I also helped as a dance teacher's assistant for the younger students. And from 7th grade through 10th grade, I was a crazy fly girl. We competed in jazz and high kick. My first year on varsity, I went to state and was one of the ones chosen to go to All-State. I followed this passion to college, where I enrolled as a business major and dance minor. I had hoped to become a dance instructor because I was inspired by the fact that dance could show such raw emotion and tell a whole story without saying a single word. I only made it a semester before realizing this wasn't what I wanted for my future. So instead, I took a semester off and I went to Haiti. I then lived with my parents, bought a puppy, and made plans for the fall. Now, by this point, I had traveled to 20 states, Washington, D.C., Canada, Haiti, and Poland. So by the time I got back from Haiti, all I wanted to do was study culture. I enrolled in the International Studies program at UMD. But it wasn't until another semester of adding, dropping, and switching majors and minors that I finally decided on international studies and anthropology. Now, I am very happy in my studies. I even got to study abroad in Ecuador, and I'm planning a 2.5-week trip to Washington, Oregon, and California in August, with my wonderful boyfriend of over a year. Now, you may be wondering why I am telling you my life story, my origin story. The answer is simple. Because without stories, we can never truly start to understand people. From the things I've said, you know that I was always doing some sort of activity. I was passionate about dance, and I have traveled a lot. But what you didn't learn is that I love trying new foods, but not all of them. That while I was training my dogs, they were also training me to be patient when they did something wrong. That I love cheesy puns. That I enjoy photography, both of nature and for my sister's class pictures. That I was born with straight black hair, which turned blonde and is now a brown lion's mane that I have a love-hate relationship with. My point is that the story of our existence, our creation, is important. We learn from our failures and successes and receive a greater understanding of people. It doesn't matter if it comes from a book, movie, myth, company, or person. It helps us to understand a way of life better. As Marion Woodman once said, without an understanding of myth or religion, without an understanding of the relationship between destruction and creation, death and rebirth, The individual suffers the mysteries of life as meaningless mayhem alone.